Hello everybody and welcome in here to Cowboy Field in beautiful Laramie, Wyoming for today's matchup between the Western Nebraska Pioneers and the Gem City Bison. The Pioneers currently lead the series 2-0 over these Bison, but they're looking to bounce back tonight and make sure it's not going to be a clean sweep. Hello everybody, I'm Braden Byers, going to be with you throughout all 9 innings here today from Cowboy Field in Laramie. Just a little bit of background information on these teams. The Western Nebraska Pioneers 3-2 in the second half. The Bison are 2-4. Bison are in 4th place in the Great Plains Division, and the Pioneers are in 3rd in the Nebraska Land Division. So, looks like we're about ready to get started. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First, for the Western Nebraska Pioneers, the visitors on the scoreboard. Batting leadoff, the center fielder, number 7, Eric Smelko. Batting second, the shortstop, number 10, Jace Jeremiah. Batting third, the right fielder, wearing number 23, Alex Zerfus. Batting fourth, the catcher, number 11, Declan Weisner. Batting fifth, the first baseman, wearing number 16, Ryan Callahan. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 6, Isaac Lopez. Batting seventh, the DH, number 14, Price Allman. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 8, Jackson Wall. And batting ninth, the left fielder, number 1, Jason Luke. On the mound for your Bison is going to be TJ Provenzano. So it looks like we're about ready to get things underway. Smelko coming out here. The home plate umpire for today's contest going to be Tim Gansrow. And the field umpire will be the one, the only, Tico Pereira. So as the first pitch is ready to be thrown by Provenzano, it's going to come across as ball 1. First pitch at about 6:04 p.m. here on this really beautiful day in the Gem City in the southeastern corner of Wyoming. About 75 degrees, the wind blowing north at 6 miles per hour with gusts as high as 7, as that will hit for strike 1. The count even at 1-1 from Provenzano to Smelko. We'll get you your fielding lineups here momentarily. As that will be fouled for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The catcher, Provenzano. The catcher, Pezzanella. The pitcher, Provenzano. Over at first, Calvin Webb. At second, Tyler Godfrey. At short, Quinn McCafferty. At third, Keegan Schultz. Over in left, going to be Blake Murray. Up in center, going to be Tyler Bradley. And over in right, going to be Jack Jones. So there's your fielding lineup for the Gem City Bison. As the count moves to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Provenzano, the last time he was pitching, was in Spearfish. We'll get you that line in a moment after I tell you that Smelko has been walked. So Jace Jeremiah will stand in after the leadoff walk with a runner on first and nobody out. Runner on and nobody out for Jeremiah as he steps in, playing shortstop today, wearing number 10. Pickoff attempt to first, not in time as Smelko gets back. Provenzano from Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, goes to school at Francis Marion. The last time he was out was on June 21st versus Spearfish. That's going to be hit and fouled into the left field foul territory for a foul ball. 0-1 is the count. His line that day was he went 2 innings with 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 of them earned, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. So he stands on the mound facing Jeremiah as another pickoff attempt will not be successful. 0-1 still the count. Jeremiah from San Mateo, California, a sophomore at Skyline Junior College. Provenzano stands on the mound facing the third base side, and that ball will miss for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. No outs and a runner on for the Pioneers. Webb holding Smelko on at first. The pitch is going to go, and so is Smelko. The throw down. The throw will be in time, but the tag will not. So Smelko advances to second on a Laramie Fitness stolen base. As the count moves to 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Why did I get that notification? Why is that news? Aaron Rodgers reveals his first tattoo on Instagram as a deep meaningful story.
Provenzano looking between second and home. That's going to be lifted into right field. Jones tracking it and brings it down. Smelko will tag up. 1 out comes onto the board, and the throw not in time. So Smelko will come into third off of the sac fly from Jeremiah. So 1 out will be on the board, and that brings up the right fielder, Alex Zerfus, with 1 out and a runner on third here in the top of the first inning. Still tied 0-0. The pitch will be in there for strike 1. No balls and 1 strike to Zerfus from Lake Forest, California, the junior from Gonzaga. No balls, 1 strike is the count. Provenzano deals, and that one will be swung on for strike 2. 0-2 is now the count to the right fielder, wearing number 23. The Pioneers today in their lighter blue jerseys with gray pants, red and blue trimming. Here's the 0-2. That's going to be hit straight up the middle. Smelko will come in. So Declan Weisner steps up to bat for the Pioneers. Here in the top of the first, still 0-0. Excuse me, 1-0 between the Pioneers and the Bison. Provenzano on the mound. He comes set, fires the pitch. That'll be grounded straight to Godfrey. He shuffles and gets it to second, over to first for the double play to get out of the inning. 1-0 is the score. The Pioneers lead it over the Bison. We'll be back with the bottom of the first inning here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. Tyler Bradley will step up to bat for the Gem City Bison. They trail it 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. Welcome you in on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. This first inning brought to you by A.D. Martin Lumber, Lariat Realty LLC, and Aspen Family Chiropractic. That first pitch going to be in there for 0-1. Let's go over the starting lineups. Tyler Bradley in first, Quinn McCafferty as second, Pezzanella, Bannister, Tyler Godfrey, Keegan Schultz, Jack Jones, Calvin Webb, and Blake Murray. Count quickly moves to 1-2, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitcher on the mound for the Pioneers is going to be Jackson Easterlin from Franklin, Wisconsin, a freshman at Oakland. As that pitch going to be foul tipped, the count will remain the same. Last time he was out was on July 1st versus the North Platte Plainsmen. He got credited with the loss. He went 2 innings with 2 runs. One of them earned 4 hits and 1 strikeout. It's Tyler Bradley, the center fielder, wearing number 1, stands in. He hits it, and that'll be hit straight to second as Wall will pick it up and get it over to Callahan at first for the 4-3 putout. 1 out on the board, and Quinn McCafferty will step up now. Shortstop wearing number 9. First pitch of this at-bat will come in as a ball 1. That will be fouled towards the right for a premier bone and joint foul ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. As McCafferty standing in. He's from Bighorn, Wyoming. Goes to Western Nebraska Community College. That's lifted in the air. Zerfus chasing it and will bring it down for the second out in a row. So that fly out to right field will bring up Nico Pezzanella, the catcher, number 26. The Bison today in their home alternate uniforms, the brown jerseys with gold trim, the cream pants with brown and gold striping. That first pitch comes across for ball number 1. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs on the board as Pezzanella stands in. And that one will miss for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes.
Tell him that he's got cake today. I just want to see his reaction. He's like, I don't have any cake, but you like some. I don't have any cake.
So that one will miss for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. 2 outs with nobody on base for the Bison. That one will hit in for strike 1. 3 balls, 1 strike as Pezzanella takes a deep breath and steps back in the left-handed hitter box. That one will miss for ball 4, and that will send him to first base. Pezzanella will walk, and that'll bring up the DH, number 10, Luke Bannister. Stands in, 2 outs on the board, runner on first, only down by 1 run here in the bottom of the first inning in this game 3 of the 3-game set between the Pioneers and the Bison. That pitch gonna miss for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Bannister from Juneau, Texas. Goes to school at Temple Community College. That pitch gonna be hit on the plate and chopped foul to the left for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1-1 as Bannister will step in. Pezzanella on first off of the walk. as he's going to go. The throw will not be in time. Pezzanella showing off the wheels. That stolen base brought to you by Laramie Fitness. As Pezzanella will stand in at second. The count 2-1 to Bannister, with Easterlin standing on the mound. He comes set and fires the pitch. Hit hard into right field. Zerfus chasing it. That'll get over it. Hit on the warning track. Pezzanella comes in to score, and Bannister with the stand-up RBI double. Start things off for him today. Bannister standing at second, as Godfrey, the second baseman, wearing number 7, stands in, the left-handed slugger. The runner on second and 2 outs on the board. First pitch gonna miss outside for ball 1. Godfrey, originally from Buckeye, Arizona, plays at Montana State Billings. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be lifted high in the air to left field. Luke chasing and brings it down for out 3. 1 run gets pushed across for the Bison, and we're knotted up at 1 as we head to the second frame. We'll be back right here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network right after this. Callahan, Lopez, and Allman up for the Western Nebraska Pioneers as we head to the second inning here in this battle between the Pioneers and the Bison. First pitch going to be in there for 1 strike. Provenzano on the mound. Callahan at the plate. Braden Byers with you here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. The 0-1 going to be fouled back into the net for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes is the count to Callahan from Overland Park, Kansas, a redshirt freshman staying in his home state playing at the University of Kansas. Provenzano, the Mount Pleasant, South Carolina native, fires the pitch. That's going to be hit into left field. Murray's chasing it, brings it down, no problem, for out number 1. So Murray grabbing that one, just chasing it, really a routine fly ball. That'll bring up the third baseman, number 6, Isaac Lopez. He stands in with 1 out and nobody on base. This second inning brought to you by Grand Avenue Urgent Care, Laramie GM Auto Center, and Premier Bone and Joint Centers. Also, it's brought to all of you guys listening and watching constantly, consistently on the Gem City Bison Digital Network, seen and heard all around the world. Pitch gonna miss for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes is the count to Lopez from Edinburgh, Texas. He's a sophomore at Texas, Rio Grande Valley. Staying in his home state as well. It's going to be high in the air, shallow center field. McCafferty chasing it, turns away towards the left, and Bradley will bring that down for out number 2. So 2 back-to-back flyouts to the 7 and 8 position. We'll put 2 outs on the board and bring up the DH, number 14, Price Allman. Takes a practice swing outside of the batter's box. 2 outs on the board, nobody on base for him. As Provenzano pitches it in there. That'll be a routine base hit up the middle, so Allman will stand in at first. And that will bring up Jackson Wall, the second baseman.
Now batting number 8.
Wall takes a couple practice hits and steps into the box. A runner on first. Tied 1-1 are the Pioneers and the Bison. After, let's be real here, it was a real sheckling yesterday. Is that pitch? Well, not that pitch. That pickoff attempt not successful. It was 23-16, the final score in 7 innings. In favor of the bad guys, if you're looking at the perspective of Gem City. So the Bison are looking to bounce back heavily today. He comes set, kicks and fires high in the air, and that's going to hit foul. Premier bone and joint foul ball towards the right side. We'll move the count to 0-1 after 2 back-to-back pickoff attempts from Provenzano.
Come on, dude. Tell Pops to come in here, too. Come on, Pops.
It's Provenzano standing on the hill. Comes set, facing the third base side. Fires a little bit inside to even things up at 1-1. Jackson Wall from San Jose, California, a freshman at Grand Canyon. There's another pickoff attempt, yet again not successful. You know, pickoffs aren't all that regular, but when you get it, when you get one, it's something special. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. It's going to miss inside, but the throw down. The throw, once again, as the story with most throw downs to second, is in time, but the tag can't be applied in this case because Godfrey was leaping in the air trying to make sure it didn't go over his head. So Allman reaches to second on the stolen base. As Provenzano deals it in there for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on second for Wall and the Pioneers. Swinging his bat around and around. Finally settles in the right-handed batter's box. Righty versus righty. This matchup here. Here's the pitch. It's going to be hit, grounded just up the seam between Godfrey and Webb. Allman will come around to score. So, 2-1 is the tally here in the top of the second inning as Allman comes around off of that RBI single into right field. Jason Luke, the left fielder, number 1, steps in now. He's going to be the beer batter of the game. So just a reminder what that means. If he strikes out, everybody here at Cowboy Field gets half off beer for the rest of the inning. The runner's going to go. The throw down to second this time is going to be in time. So the play from Pezzanella will keep them just at 2. We head to the bottom of the second inning here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. We'll be back right after the... First pitch to Schultz is going to miss outside. It's going to miss somewhere for ball 1. I'm not even going to lie, I forgot where it missed. Keegan Schultz, the third baseman, number 21 from the Colony, Texas, lines that one into right field. Goes ahead and rounds first, decides to stay there. So Schultz will stand in at first off of the single, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Jack Jones, wearing number 17. For the Bison. 2-1, the Pioneers leading after pushing across 1 run in each of the first 2 innings. Once again, this second inning is brought to you by Grand Avenue Urgent Care, Laramie GM Auto Center, and Premier Bone and Joint Centers. At first pitch, going to miss inside for ball 1. Jack Jones actually from the same place as these Western Nebraska Pioneers. Gering, Nebraska, his hometown. Play school just north of there in Scotts Bluff at Western Nebraska Community College. That pitch going to be in there for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Jones with Schultz standing on first, only down a run here early in this ball game. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be hit, grounded right up the seam into right field. Schultz to second and Jones to first. So 2 back-to-back singles brings up the hometown hero, Calvin Webb, the first baseman, number 29. Runners on first and second for him, no outs on the board, only down by 1. So he stands in, awaiting the pitch from Easterlin. That's going to be fouled towards the right for a Premier Bone and Joint foul ball and strike number 1. Webb, as I alluded to earlier, from this gem city of Laramie, Wyoming. Goes to school at Dakota Wesleyan. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be swing and a miss for strike 2. 0-2 is the count. With no outs and 2 runners on. Easterlin comes set on the mound, fires it. The runners are going to go. The play at third not going to be in time. Schultz advances, as does Jones. So that's stolen base brought to you by Laramie Fitness. As the count moves to 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes with runners on second and third now for Webb. Last inning in the bottom of the first, the Bison had 1 run off of a hit, had no errors, and left 1 runner on base. As that pitch will even things up at 2-2 now. 2 balls and 2 strikes as Easterlin goes ahead and exchanges balls.
Hey, Charlie, is anybody in the calendar, maybe we do like a 50-50 raffle or something? Yeah, I think it'd be fun. You want to do it?
Here's the 2-2 from Easterlin. That's swung on and missed for strike 3. Out number 1 comes across the board off of the strikeout from Easterlin, and that'll bring up number 22. Or actually, he's wearing 25 today. Blake Murray, the left fielder today, actually was the DH yesterday. Came in and pitched towards the end of the 23-16 game. So that pitch will miss for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes as he stands in the left-handed box. Easterlin on the mound. The Bison have 2 runners on base on second and third, trailing 2-1 in the bottom of the second. As that will come across for ball 2. 2-0 is the count. There's the pitch. That will be in his mind half swung on, but he let that thing go all the way around for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Easterlin comes set. Here's the pitch. In the zone to even things up at 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Murray with his bat over his shoulder. The pitch down low. That'll move the count to 3-2. Full count for Murray now. Once again, with runners still, both runners still in scoring position. There's the pitch. That's going to be hit straight to Wall. He'll drop it, pick it back up, and give it to Callahan at first for out number 2. But 1 more run comes in as the 2 runners advance. Schultz scores. Jones to third. Murray to first, and that'll bring us back to the top in Tyler Bradley, the center fielder. 2 outs. There's the pitch. That's going to be hit. A little blooper brought down by Jeremiah for out number 3. So a back and forth ball game here as we head to the 3rd inning on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. 2-2. We'll be back right after this. Jason Luke, the beer batter, stepped up to bat after Jackson Wall got caught stealing in the second inning. But Luke had no intentions of giving anyone half off beer. He hits a first pitch single. So he stands on first, and that will bring us back to the top with Eric Smelko here in this third inning. His last appearance in the first, he walked, stole second, and then eventually came around to score the first run of this game. 2-2 is the score between the Pioneers and the Bison as that pitch comes across for ball number one. Smelko from California State, Dominguez Hills, a junior there, originally from La Mesa, California. Pickoff attempt to first, not successful, so everything will remain the same. Smelko last night was 1 for 6 with 2 runs, an RBI, and a walk. He stands in the left-handed box, facing the righty on the mound in Provenzano. That's going to be hit straight to Godfrey. He picks it up, gives it to McCafferty on second, and over to Webb on first. He'll be called safe, but an excellent stretch from Webb. So they get the lead runner. The runner remains on first, but one out comes across the board. Luke is out. Smelko reaches on the fielder's choice. And Jace Jeremiah stepping up to bat now. The shortstop wearing number 10 from Skyline Junior College. The sophomore there, he fouls out one straight back for strike number 1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out, and a runner on first for Jeremiah and the Pioneers. Jeremiah last night played the whole game versus the Bison. Had a really good time, actually. 5 for 6 with 5 runs, 6 RBIs, and 1 strikeout. So another pickoff attempt. Not successful as the count remains at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Provenzano digs into the mound once again. It fires it, and that's going to be fouled towards the left, just barely grounded. So another foul ball will bring us to no balls and 2 strikes for Jeremiah. Stands in. Smelko still on first off of his fielder's choice. Another pickoff attempt. Still not successful. 0-2 is still the count. Provenzano on the year is 0 for 0, has an 8.67 ERA. He's appeared in 8 games, started 3 of them. He's pitched about 18.2 innings. That one's fouled way towards the right for a premier bone and joint foul ball. So the count will remain the same at 0-2. He also has 16 strikeouts to his name, 10 walks, and 29 hits against him. As I said before, his last appearance versus the Sasquatch was on July 1st in a 6-9 loss for the Bison. He went 4 innings, had 3 runs, all of them earned, 7 hits, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. Smelko's going to go, showing off the speed a bit. So he reaches second on the stolen base.
Unbelievable throw from number 26, Nico Pezzanella.
As the count moves to 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jeremiah. Jeremiah, after his 5 for 6 day and his first time up here, he flew out to right field for the first out in the first inning. As that ball misses for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The runner at second for the Pioneers, more specifically Jeremiah. Provenzano steps off, shakes his legs out a little bit as Jeremiah stretches and steps back in.
consider yourself a Cowboy.
Here's the 2-2. It's going to miss inside. Foul tipped, barely. It looked like it was near the handle of the bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes, still to count. With only 1 out on the board. Provenzano stands back on. Smelko now standing on second after the stolen base.
Talk to me. Let's see 5. Let's see if more people play for 5.
There's the pitch. It's going to be hit into right center field. Jones going over a little bit, grabbing it, and that throw will keep Smelko right where he stood.
Now batting number 23, Alex Zerfis.
2 outs now on the board as Alex Zerfis will step up. The right fielder, number 23,
$1 buys 1 ticket.
from Gonzaga.
$3 buys what? 3 tickets. $5 buys you 10 tickets.
2 outs, runner on second. Fresh count for Zerfis as he steps in. The first time he was up, he's singled, but eventually got caught up in a 4-6-3 double play hit by Wisner. There's the pitch. And that's going to miss for ball number 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Zerfis. Last night he was 5 for 6 as well with 3 ones and 1 RBI. Provenzano looking between second and home, fires it in there. Perfectly framed for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
$20 each, $10 each, 20 tickets.
1-1.
Lap to the center, go stand in the middle, wave your hands, go crazy, and I'll kind of shout it out.
As Zerfis is ready. That's going to be kind of sort of high, a little blooper into right field. That'll score Smelko from second. So once again, another run pushed across to take the lead for the Pioneers.
Now batting the catcher, number 11, Declan Wisner.
Zerfis on first, and Declan Wisner will step up. Runner on first, 2 outs. 3-2 is the score. Pioneers up over the Bison here in the top of the 3rd.
All right, what's your favorite position? Which position do you like?
Wisner, the catcher, number 11, he stands in. The righty, getting ready to face the righty on the hill. There's the pitch. That'll be in there for strike number 1. No balls, 1 strike. 2 outs from Wisner. Sophomore at Walters State from Castle Rock, Colorado. Here's the 0-1. That'll be fouled back and towards the right for a premier bone and joint foul ball. No balls, 2 strikes as the count. Last time he played was actually a couple days ago, the first game of this series versus the Bison. He was 4 for 6 with 1 run, 3 RBIs, and 1 strikeout. Pitch. The pickoff attempt still not successful from Provenzano.
Sit at home, watch games, come out here, watch. I like spicy food.
Runner stands at first. There's the 0-2, lifted high in the air into right center. That's going to hit down for a base hit. Zerfis will reach third as the throw will get in to second base. Runners on the corners for the Pioneers as Ryan Callahan, to be more exact, steps up to bat. 3-2, still the score in the top of the 3rd.
Awesome. Joey Chestnut, go. Greatest athlete in our generation.
Now batting number
Callahan, the
16,
redshirt
Ryan
freshman at
Hall.
Kansas. Runners on first and third, 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Provenzano. It's going to miss on the outside edge for ball 1. 1 ball, no strike. Callahan last was up in the last inning, the second inning. He flew out to left field for the first out of that inning.
I'm going tomorrow.
Here's the 1-0. And that's going to miss for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Callahan last night was 4 for 5 against the Bison with 4 runs and a walk. Here's the 2-0. And that'll miss for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Callahan, the first baseman, standing on the first base side in the left-handed batter's box. Here's the pitch. That's going to miss for ball 4. That'll walk. Everything loaded. Wisner moves to second. Callahan to first off of the walk. Isaac Lopez is up next after Coach John Grigg gets done having a talk with his pitcher and his infield. Two quick outs and then 2 straight singles. I'll recap the inning for you. Jason Luke got things started off with a single, then got caught up in a fielder's choice hit by Eric Smelko. Smelko got on first, then stole second, eventually coming around to score the 1 run that puts him up 3-2. Jeremiah then after that flew out to right field for out number 2, and then Zerfus coming through with a single. He now stands on third. Wisner with another single. He stands on second. And Callahan stands on first after the 4-pitch walk. And Isaac Lopez stands at home, the third baseman, number 6, getting ready to stand in. Provenzano still on the mound. Here's the pitch. It's going to miss down low in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs to Lopez, who in the second inning flew out to center field for the second out. Here's the 1-0. And that's going to miss inside and down for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to Lopez, the sophomore from Texas, Rio Grande Valley. Last time he played these, last time he was up, he played these Bison in the first game of the series. He was 4 for 5 with 2 runs, an RBI, and a walk. There's the 2-0. That one will be in the zone to move the count to 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Lopez with the bat over his shoulder. Here's the pitch. It's going to miss just up high on the vertical plane for strike for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Lopez in a hitter's count. Bases loaded, leading 3-2. That one's going to be ball 4, and that'll walk. Another run in. 4-2 is the score now. As the Pioneers, I guess you could say, technically double the Bison total. So 2 back-to-back walks, base on balls. Brings up Price Allman, the designated hitter, 14 on his back. 2 outs still on the board. There's the first pitch. That's swung on and missed for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. 2 outs to Allman. In the second inning, he singled and then actually stole second, eventually coming around to score the singular run in that inning. That pitch high in the air, chased by Jones. That'll fall foul in the right field foul territory. No balls, 2 strikes as the count now here in the top of the third. As Provenzano kicks and fires, that's going to be lifted this time to left center. Bradley coming over, bringing it down with no problem, and the Bison escape without any more runs coming across. 4-3 as we head to the bottom of the third here in beautiful Laramie. We'll be back here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network right after this. Four to 2 is the score. The Western Nebraska Pioneers up over the Gem City Bison as we head to the bottom of the third inning. Thank you for your patronage of the Gem City Bison Digital Network. That first pitch going to be in there for strike number 1. This third inning brought to you by Heartland Embroidery, Arrowhead Candy LLC, Papa Murphy's, and Motive Coffee Company. That pitch will even things up at 1-1, and that ball will come through for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike to McCafferty. The last time he was up in the first inning, he flew out to right field. This time he hits a grounder into left for a base hit. That hit brings up Nico Pezzanella, the catcher, number 26. He stands in with nobody, with no outs, and a runner on first. Pezzanella from Northern State. Four to 2 is the score after 2 runs get pushed across in the second inning, in the top of the third inning, excuse me, for the Pioneers, as that one's going to be hit into right field. McCafferty giving it all he's got. The play at the plate, he's going to be safe. Excellent call by home plate umpire Tim Gansrow, and that double from Pezzanella will bring up Luke Bannister with runners on second and third and no outs on the board. Bannister, the DH, wearing number 10 today for the Bison from Temple Community College. He stands in with both runners in scoring position, just down 2 runs. That pitch going to be swung on foul directly backwards for strike number 1. The last time he was up in the first inning, he doubled, but eventually got stranded by a fly ball from Godfrey into left field right after him, too. 0-1 is the count. Here's the pitch from Easterlin. That's going to miss for ball one. 1-1 is the count. Bannister in the last night, he was 2 for 4 with 2 runs, 4 RBIs, and a walk versus these Pioneers. There's the pitch. That's going to miss down and out for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Bannister playing DH today after he caught yesterday. He switches around with Nico Pezzanella. At 2-1 count, we'll move to 3-1 after that pitch. Taking a look at Easterlin's stats, he's 0 for 1 on the year with 4.50 ERA. That's going to be hit straight to Wall. He'll gobble it up and get it over to Callahan on first for out number 1, but 1 run comes through. So runner stands on third now, lonely, but Godfrey hopes to bring him back home. Pezzanella on third, Bannister with the 4-3 ground out. As Godfrey, the second baseman, number 7, stands in. As I was saying, Easterlin has 1 game started on 1 appearance. He went 2 innings with 1 strikeout and 4 hits, and that was in a 2-5 loss versus the North Platte Plainsmen just the other day on July 1st. No balls, 1 strike is the count. As that ball will miss for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike from Godfrey. The last time he was up, he flew out to left field, ending the first inning, as that was the 3rd out. Godfrey from Montana State Billings. There's the 1-1. And that's going to miss to move the count to 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Godfrey last night versus the Pioneers was 0 for 4 with 1 run, 1 RBI, and 1 walk. There's the pitch. That's going to be chopped and picked up by Callahan. He'll go ahead and step his foot on the bag, but we're all tied up here in Laramie with 2 outs on the board. As Pezzanella comes in to score. So Keegan Schultz will come up now, the third baseman, after that unassisted put out from first base. So 2 outs on the board, nobody on base for Schultz. Already a pretty successful inning as we're just kind of towing the line, keeping even with the Pioneers after last night's 23-16 loss. That first pitch comes across for ball 1. The second one going to be hit into left center. Smelko and Luke chasing it, and it's going to drop. Schultz rounding second. He's going to pump the brakes and stay there. Good decision on you, Keegan. And that stand-up double will bring up the right fielder, Jack Jones, with the aforementioned Schultz standing on second and 2 outs on the board. Jones from Western Nebraska Community College lines up his bat, looks at his barrel, and steps into the box. Here's the pitch from Easterlin, and that's a huge swing, but a miss for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. For Jones in the second inning, he singled, stole second, reached third, but eventually got stranded. That pitch comes through, another swing and a miss, this time down on a knee after that one. Last night, the Jones versus the Pioneers was 1 for 2 with a run, an RBI, and a strikeout. Not a too terribly bad day for Jones, although you can see the progression throughout the year. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Tom's weird. It's been a long day. Made breakfast at 6 o'clock.
Here's the 1-2. And that's going to be fouled towards the left for a Premier Bone and Joint foul ball.
Yeah, you can have a little guy. I don't know who the hell I'm talking to.
1-2 is the count.
4 o'clock a.m. game.
That ball's going to miss for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jones as he stands in with an even count. There's the 2-2. That will miss for ball 3. That'll fill things up. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Jones standing in, bat over his shoulder. Easterlin kicks and fires his swing and a miss to end the inning. 4-4, we're all tied up as we head into the 4th frame here in the beautiful Gem City of Laramie. We'll be back here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, direct your attention to the third base side. We've got 4 unbelievable contestants getting ready to partake in America's pastime, musical chairs. Oh, I like it. Early and often. Love it. All right, let's start walking.
Let's get it started in here.
Our number 1 Bison fan out early and often. All right, let's walk. Oh, God. Everybody's a winner. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't think it matters, look at them. They're trying to win this thing. It's our championship round. We're going to see some fireworks. Let's go. Ladies win, let's go! Give a huge round of applause to our winner! Ladies and gentlemen, also, look at our...
Bunt shown and pulled away here early in the top of the 4th inning. We're tied 4-4 between the Bison and the Pioneers. Jackson Wall, number 8, up to bat, the second baseman. That one's going to be lined into the left field foul territory. 4 strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count. First time Wall was up, he singled, but it actually got caught stealing for the 3rd out, while Jason Luke was up to bat. Wall, a freshman from Grand Canyon, will ground it. Picked up by Godfrey, thrown over to Webb on first for out number 1. That 4-3 is going to bring up the beer batter of the game, Jason Luke. Now, just a reminder, if he strikes out, beer will be half off for everybody here at Cowboy Field for the rest of the innings. So, obviously, you know what to do. Cheer for a strikeout. 1 out. Nobody on base. For Luke, the sophomore from Salt Lake Community College. First pitch going to be ball 1. His first time up, he actually singled. Well, his first time up, Wall got caught stealing. His second time up, but his first actually recorded plate appearance and actual, at-bat, he singled, but then got caught up in a fielder's choice. 2 balls, no strikes is the count. One out on the board from Jackson Walls. Ground out to second. Here's the 2-0. That's going to miss for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Luke in a hitter's favorite count. The last time he played was actually yesterday versus the Bison. Was 2 for 3 with a run, 3 RBIs, and a walk. That pitch going to be right in there for strike 1. 3 balls, 1 strike is the count here on this beautiful evening here in Laramie. About 7:09 local time. You still have time to make it out if you're in the Laramie area. Come on, come out. Have some fun here at Cowboy Field. Last game of the series. That'll move the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count now. Actually, this is the last game of this series, and then we have an off day tomorrow. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we play the Spearfish Sasquatch. That one's going to be right there. A nice diving catch by McCafferty. Excellent play by McCafferty to give out number 2 on the board. It's that line out to short, and an excellent athletic play from McCafferty will bring us back to the top of the order in Eric Smelko, the center fielder. He stands in with 2 outs on the board, his 3rd at bat the previous 2 times, and We'll get to that later in a little bit. This junior from Cal State, Dominguez Hills, stands in. Provenzano fires the first pitch, and that'll miss outside for ball 1. So the first time Smelko was up, he actually got walked, the leadoff walk, stole second, and came around to score. So that one's going to be lifted high in the air. In the left field, Murray chasing it, brings it down for out number 3. I guess I'll finish it up. In his second time up, he reached on a fielder's choice, stole another stolen base, and then came around to score once again. So 2 stolen bases, a fielder's choice, a walk, and 2 runs scored. And that one is going to be a fly out to left, and so we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. 4-4 still the score. We'll be back on the Gem City Bison Digital Network right after this. Calvin Webb, the Laradice legend, steps up to bat for the Gem City Bison as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. First pitch going to miss for ball number 1. 4-4 still the score as we head to the bottom frame of the 4th. That's going to be lined straight to Lopez. Nice reaction from Lopez over at 3rd to get the out. Obviously, that was done by the bad guys, so we can't give him too much credit, but that'll bring up Blake Murray with 1 out on the board, nobody on base. The left fielder, number 25. From Montana State Billings. First pitch going to be swung on and fouled back into the left for strike number 1. The second pitch going to be hit long and high into right field. Zerfus gets right under it and brings it down for out number 2. So a line out and a fly out will bring us back to the top, and Tyler Bradley, the center fielder, in his third at bat. The previous 2 times he was up, he grounded out to second in his first time and then popped out to short his second time. He stands in, 2 outs on the board, nobody on base. So that one's going to be lined straight up the middle, grounded straight up the middle, my bad, for a base hit. So he finally gets himself in the hit column. That'll bring us to the number 2 batter, the shortstop, number 9, Quinn McCafferty, a Wyoming native, a native Wyomingite, I should say. Coming down from Bighorn, playing some summer ball in Laramie. 2 outs on the board with one runner on base. He stands in his third at bat. 2 outs on the board as that one's going to miss for ball number 1. McCafferty is first time up, flew out to right field for the second out in that inning. In the third inning, he singled and eventually came around to score. The second pitch going to miss down and a little bit outside. I think that was still would have been in the zone though for ball 2. McCafferty, the last time that was yesterday versus these Pioneers. He was 2 for 4 with 2 runs, 3 RBIs, and 1 walk. The count moves to 3-0 after that pitch. 3 balls, no strikes. As Easterlin climbs back up onto the mound once again. There's the pitch. That's going to be in there for strike number 1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Easterlin fires the pitch. That's going to be hit into center field. Bradley coming around second. Decides to stay there as the throw goes to the cutoff man in Jeremiah. Bradley at second, McCafferty at first off of the single, and Nico Pezzanella, the catcher, steps up to bat, number 26. So runners on first and second as head coach Antonio Garcia comes out to have a chat with Easterlin. In fact, not a chat, takes the ball from him, and there will be a pitching change. So we will have more about that, Easterlin's final line, when we come back here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. Still tied 4-4. We'll be back right after this. New pitcher for the Pioneers, as I mentioned before. Jackson Easterland's day is done. Make way for Jerson Morales, hailing from Florida City, Florida, a sophomore from Friends University. Pezzanella steps back in. We'll get you Easterland's final line and a couple of stats for Morales here momentarily. Here's the first pitch from Morales, and that's going to hit in there for strike number 1. Runners on first and second with 2 outs for Pezzanella as he stands in. His third at-bat of the day. We'll get to that as well. But Morales, so far on the year, 1 for 1, 3.37 ERA. Has appeared in 6 games, started none, has pitched about 13.1 innings, has 16 strikeouts and 11 walks to his name, and has given up 14 hits, as that one will even things up at 1-1. So he takes over the reins for the Pioneers. Pezzanella, on the other hand, standing at the dish. His first time up, he walked, and then stole a base, eventually came around to score. His second time up in the 3rd inning, he doubled and then scored. So 2 runs scored, a stolen base, a walk, and a double for him so far today. As that one will come across for ball number 2. Looking at Easterland's final line, he went about 3.2 innings, had 4 runs, all of them earned, 8 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 1 walk. So I think we covered all of our bases, except for the promotional side of things, in which this 4th inning, by the way, brought to you by Chili's, the Blue Mountain Bookstore, and Quality IV Care. So now I think we got everything out of the way, and we can do some baseball play-by-play, huh? 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. As Morales peers in, Pezzanella at the dish. Looks back at second, kicks and fires. That'll miss for ball 4, and Pezzanella will go walking. That'll load up the bases. As Luke Bannister comes up to bat now. Second walk for Pezzanella on the day. Let's see what else he can do on the base paths as Bannister walks up the DH, number 10 from Temple Community College. Two outs, bases loaded for Bannister. There's the pitch for Morales, and that's going to miss down low for ball 1. His first time up in the 1st inning, he doubled, and eventually got stranded off of a fly out to left, and then the second time he was up, we'll get to that in a second after that pitch, will miss inside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Bannister, in his second time up in the 3rd inning,
He's right, and there's nobody knows that rule book better than that. Yeah, right.
so it looks like the inning will be over, so we head to the break.
We've got the 2 fastest kids.
4-4 is the score. We'll be back here for the 5th inning right after this.
Hard on the count of 3, boys. You're going to take off. You're going to run through 3rd base. 3, 2, 1, go! We've got our winner. Thanks for playing, boys.
You caught stealing.
This is how we do.
new pitcher for the Bison, Jamison Eichert, comes on to pitch. The first pitch going to be swung on by Jeremiah, picked up by Schultz, and sent over to Webb on first. So that 5-3 put out will bring up Alex Zerfus. We'll go over Provenzano's final line right now. 4 innings he went. He had 4 runs against him, 6 hits, no strikeouts, and 3 walks. So now he hands off the ball to Jamison Eichert. So far on the year, he's 1 for 1. Is that pitch gonna come across for strike 1? Eichert, 1 for 1 with a 9.76 ERA, has appeared in 5 games. 3 of them he's started, has pitched 15.2 innings, 18 strikeouts, 5 walks, and 31 hits given up. 0-2 is the count now with 1 out on the board. One ball, 2 strikes is the count now with an out, nobody on after the first pitch swinging by Jeremiah. He grounded to third base. He grounded out to third base, I should say. The last time Eichert was out, it was versus the Spearfish Sasquatch in a 7-5 win. The count evens up at 2-2. He went for 3 innings, had 4 runs, all of them earned, 6 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts on 19 batters faced. There's the 2-2, and that's going to be hit into left field. Murray finding it, brings it down, and I do believe that is going to be an out. Yes, it will, because he was walking back like it was. But a nice catch by Murray. I'm going to be honest, I couldn't really see all the way out there. So 2 outs on the board now. Nobody on base as the catcher, number 11, Weisner, comes up to bat. He stands in, the lefty facing another lefty on the mound. First pitch, gonna miss inside for ball number 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Weisner, the sophomore from Walters State. Weisner, in his first time up, he grounded to a 4-6-3 double play for the second and third out of the inning, as that one will be in there for strike 1. In the third inning, he came out and singled, eventually got all the way around to third, but got stranded off of a bases loaded fly out to center from Price Allman. That one's going to bounce well in front of the plate for ball number 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs. As the home plate umpire, Tim Gansrow, will wipe off home plate. So Eichert climbs up the hill, gets ready to deal to Weisner. There's the pitch. It's going to be swung on, backhanded by Schultz. The throw will not be in time, but Webb came off of the bag a little bit to try and pick it up. So Weisner will make it on to first. An excellent play from Schultz, really.
Now batting number 16.
And that'll bring up the first baseman, number 16, Ryan Callahan. He stands in with 2 outs on the board and a runner on first. Here's the first pitch of this at-bat from Eichert. That's in there for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Callahan so far is 0 for 2 in the first time he was up in the second inning. He flew out to left field for the first out. In the third, his second time up, he walked and made it to second before he got stranded. That pitch going to be in there for strike 2. Callahan from Kansas looking to get in the hit column for the first time today. Advance his buddy on first. That'll be swung on. Another nice play from Schultz. He'll throw the long throw over to first. It was accurate, but that was not in time. And a throw back to third will get the lead runner out in Wisner. So, as I figure out this mess in my scorebook, we head to the bottom of the 5th here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. Still tied 4-4. We'll be back right after this.
Cheerleaders.
Send that in to Gem City. What happened? My daughter. Yeah, I think I like her actually. Blakely, your friends are calling.
Wait, we saw it the other day.
When you said that to me, I opened it, I like audibly screamed in the car. Just please start.
You good? You're good?
Luke Bannister comes up to bat for your Gem City Bison, still tied 4-4 versus the Western Nebraska Pioneers as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning here in this neck-and-neck battle. Morales still on the mound for the Pioneers as the first pitch going to be swung on by Bannister, grounded out to Jeremiah, and put on to first to Callahan for out number 1. So that's 6-3 put out. Going to bring up number 7, the second baseman, Tyler Godfrey. So Morales gets ready to fire the pitch, and that will be in there for strike number 1. No balls, 1 strike. Morales coming in relief for Jackson Easterlin, who went 3.2 innings and had all 4 runs, which were all earned. No balls, 2 strikes is the count to Godfrey for Montana State Billings. In his first time up, he flew out to left field in the first inning for the 3rd out, and then in the 3rd inning, he grounded out to first base with the unassisted putout for out number 2. That one's going to go ahead and get by Wall into right field, so Godfrey will stand on first off of that single, as Keegan Schultz will stand in, the third baseman, number 21. Maybe I can actually kind of catch my breath for a little bit here. One out. Runner on first. Here's the pitch from Morales. That'll hit in the zone for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike.
What song does he want?
1 out.
I'll make me dance. I'll make me dance. In my head, I look like Michael Jackson. Outwardly, I look like Pee Wee Herman.
Morales on the mound looking around, covering all of his bases. Kicks and fires. That's going to miss low for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Schultz. The first time he was up in the 2nd inning. He singled, stole second, and then eventually came around to score. In the third inning, his second time up, he doubled, but eventually got stranded off of a strikeout from Jack Jones. Here's the 1-1, and that's going to be swung on, but the ball's going to miss. Runner's going to go ahead and go, so Godfrey makes it to second off of the Laramie Fitness stolen base, as Schultz's count moves to 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
So I was thinking if we took like the guys that I think it's a YouTube versus about drinking, take them, put them in the jerseys, have them all dance, it'd be hilarious. Like, great stuff.
So Schultz stands in with the 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. It's going to be swung on, chopper back to Morales. He'll pick it up, barehanded, and throw it on to first for out number 1. Although Godfrey will advance to third.
Now batting number 17, Jack Jones.
So 2 outs on the board and a runner on third. Jack Jones steps up to bat, the right fielder, number 17 from Western Nebraska Community College. Takes a look at his barrel, lines it up, and stands in. Morales kicks and fires. That's going to miss for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Jones. His first at bat, he singled, then stole second. Made it to third, but got stranded because that one's going to be hit straight up the middle. 1 more run's going to come through for the Bison. That big time hit from Jones is going to give the Bison the lead, 5-4. Godfrey comes in to score, and Calvin Webb, the hometown kid, first baseman, number 29, steps up to bat. 2 outs, 5-4 with a runner on first here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch from Morales. That's going to be hit. Chopped to Jeremiah, over to Wall at second for out number 3. So we head to the 6th in a very close ball game. 4-5 is the score. Gem City up over the Pioneers. We'll be back for the top of the 6th inning right after this.
Top of the 6th inning, your Gem City Bison up 5-4. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I need you all to get on your feet and give a huge standing ovation to our unbelievable Hall of Fame ticketing director, Charles Archuleta. It's been Charles' last day here, and we just want to give him a huge shout out. I'm not crying, you are. Thank you, Charles Archuleta.
Jamison Eichert toting the rock on the mound for the Bison. They lead it 5-4 over the Western Nebraska Pioneers. Isaac Lopez, the third baseman, number 6, steps up to bat. Beautiful night here in Laramie. It's about 7:40 local time here in the top of the 6th inning. Counts 0-1 to Lopez, as that's going to be right there. Eichert not able to glove it. So Lopez will get on to first with his first hit of the day. Previously he flew out and walked. So Lopez standing on first, and that'll bring up number 14, the DH, Bryce Ullman. Ullman, the redshirt freshman from Oral Roberts, standing in, getting last-minute signs from Antonio Garcia. Eichert facing on the first base side. Is that pitch? It's going to miss for ball number 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Ullman in his first at-bat. Singled, stole second, and then came around to score. And then in his second in the 3rd inning, he flew out to center for the 3rd out of that 3rd inning. Count moves to 1-1, 1 ball and 1 strike for Ullman. Pickoff attempt to first. Not successful as Lopez gets back in time. Count remains at 1-1, 1 ball, 1 strike. In this 5-4 ball game. Ullman goes ahead and goes around for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Eichert showing a little bit of his nasty stuff there. Staring down Lopez on first. Another pickoff attempt, not successful. Webb giving it back to Eichert.
I love that.
Here's the 1-2. That's going to miss up high to even things at 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ullman last night actually did a little bit of pitching. He went 2 innings with 3 hits, gave up 3 runs, 2 of them earned, a walk and a strikeout. Pezzanella picks up the ball that gets away from him. It is going to be in time. Excellent play from Pezzanella. Loses the ball a bit, sees it right in front of him, picks it up, slings it to second. The tag was in time and everything. Beautiful execution as Lopez gets caught stealing. 1 out on the board as the count moves to 3-2. Nobody on first anymore. Here's the pitch from Eichert, and that's going to miss upstairs for ball 4. That'll send him to first base. As Jackson Wall will step up to bat now, the second baseman, number 8, with an out and a runner on first. So Wall stands in. He's freshman at Grand Canyon. The runner at first now being replaced by Ullman. Here's the pitch. That's going to miss upstairs for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out with a runner on first. Wall in his first at-bat singled, but eventually got caught stealing for the 3rd out of the inning. In his second plate appearance, he grounded out to second base for the 1st out in the 4th. That ball's going to get past Pezzanella. Ball 2 will go on the board, and Ullman will advance to second. 2 balls, no strikes to Wall.
I never raise my hand to a lady. I raise it to Haley.
Eichert, standing on the mound, looks back at second. Kicks and fires it home. for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes, and a favorable hitter's count. Spezzanella comes out to have a chat with Eichert.
Someone went to Bob's room today. It was awesome. Yeah. Oh my God, she gave me good advice. This was good.
Slowly walked back to behind the plate. This 6th inning brought to you by Blodorn Lumber Company, Ivinson Memorial Hospital. Three balls, no strikes is the count. That will go in there for strike 1. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Eichert looking back at the runner on second. Allman dancing around a little bit. That's going to be hit. Chop to McCafferty, a shuffle and a throw to first in time for out number 2. 2 outs on the board after that nice textbook play by McCafferty, and that'll bring up the beer batter of the game, Jason Luke, the left fielder. Once again, the rules are if he strikes out, everybody here at Cowboy Field gets half off beer for the rest of the inning. 2 outs, runner on second in Allman. Eichert on the mound. Fires the pitch. In for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. As he steps back in, Luke so far today singled in his first time up. In the 3rd inning, but got caught up in a fielder's choice. He lined out to short in his second time up in the 4th inning, as that one's going to be swung on, but tipped foul towards the back for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, as they're 1 strike away from half off beer. Eichert on the mound, looks back at second. Fires the pitch. That'll miss for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Eichert looking back at second. That's going to be chopped just foul towards the right side. Nice bare hand by the first base coach. As the umpire, Gansrow, signaling for more balls. So the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Eichert doing it, and that will be swung on, chopped foul towards the right. Luke fighting his way, not giving the people what they want. One, 2 is the count. Eichert fires it in there. That's going to miss for ball 2. That was right on the edge of the strike zone. 2-2. 2's all across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Foul towards the left for a premier bone and joint foul ball. He's really fighting. He's fighting for his life. He steps in, lines up his bat, puts it over his shoulder. The sun begins to peek out a bit. There's the pitch. Foul towards the right once again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The count stays the same all of the time. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hiker looking back at second, fires the pitch, swung on, that'll hit him right in the calf. Pick Godfrey, or whoever's at second base, that is Godfrey, will fumble it. The throw over to home will not be in time, so another run comes to score. We're tied up at 5. With Allman coming in to score. Luke will be in at first. Two outs on the board. That brings us back to the top, and Eric Smelko, the center fielder, number 7, is 0 for 3 today. 0 for 2, excuse me, with a walk, 2 stolen bases, and 2 runs, fly out. And the fielder's choice. He reached on a fielder's choice one of his times. The other one was a walk. First pitch going to miss for ball 1 as Luke will advance to second. 1 ball, 2, no strikes, 2 outs. That's going to be hit. Godfrey brings it, sends it to first with a chance to redeem himself, and he does. So we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, 5-5. The Pioneers and the Bison knotted up once again. We'll be back right after this. Five to 5 is the score between the Pioneers and the Bison as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Blake Murray steps up to bat, the left fielder, number 25. He's facing Morales on the mound. Jerson Morales is that first pitch. Come across for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. No outs, nobody on, as obviously this is the leadoff batter of the inning. That second pitch going to be swung on for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Murray so far today in his first at-bat, he grounded out to second for the second out in the 2nd inning, and his second at-bat in the 4th, he flew out to right field for the 2nd out in that 4th inning. 2 balls, 1 strike is the count now. There's the pitch that's going to be swung on. Slow chopper picked up by Lopez, fired to Callahan on first for out number 1. 5-3 for out number 1, and that'll bring us back to the top of the order. Tyler Bradley, the center fielder. No balls, 1 strike is the count. No balls, 1 strike. Is that pitch going to miss outside for ball 1? 1-1 is the count with 1 out. Bradley, the leadoff man, so far today is 1 for 3 with a single. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just a reminder, this 6th inning brought to you by Blodorn Lumber Company, Ivinson Memorial Hospital, and Marky's Meat Market. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Morales. That's swung on and missed by Bradley for out number 2, the first strikeout of the game for Morales. Two outs. Here's the pitch from Morales. That'll be swung on high in the air into right field. Zerfus chasing it, and he'll slide, bringing it down for out number 3. Excellent play from Zerfus as we head to the 7th inning here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. We'll be back right after this. Parker Knupp grabs the reins from Jamison Eichert. Here in the 7th inning, we'll give you Eichert's final line here momentarily. Coming up to bat, number 10, Jace Jeremiah, the shortstop for the Western Nebraska Pioneers. First pitch going to come across for ball number 1. Eichert finished with 2 innings, 1 run. That 1 run was earned, 4 hits, no strikeouts, and 1 walk. So pretty good outing for Eichert, and now we focus our attention to Knupp on the mound. 1-1 is the count. There's the pitch that's going to be hit straight to McCafferty, picked up, shuffle over to Webb on first for out number 1. 6-3 will bring up the right fielder, Alex Zerfus, the right fielder wearing number 23. He stands in with 1 out and nobody on base. So far this year, Knupp is 0 for 3 with an 8.62 ERA. Appeared in 9 games, 3 of them were starts. He has 24 innings, 28 strikeouts, 31 walks, and 27 hits against him. That first pitch of this at-bat going to be in there for strike number 1. Zerfus so far today. He's 2 for 3 with a run and 2 RBIs. That pitch will come in there for strike number 2. Zerfus, the junior from Gonzaga, standing in the box. That pitch will miss outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This 7th inning brought to you by Montez the Mudman, Liggett Transport and Crane, Bond's Brewery, and Gardner's Pest Control. Thank you to all of our fine sponsors, as that one's going to be a punch-out by Parker Knupp. His first. For the second out of this inning. 2 outs on the board, nobody on base as Declan Weisner steps up to bat, the catcher, number 11. First pitch comes in for strike number 1. Weisner's 2 for 3 today. 2 hits on 3 at-bats. Here's the 0-1 from Knupp. That misses the strike zone for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Weisner grounded out his first time, his second time he's singled, and his third time he's singled. That pitch going to be swung on into left field foul territory. That'll come down for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Knupp on the mound, nods, shaking his head, kicks and fires. It's going to be lifted left field. Murray finding it, brings it down for out 3, and that will bring us to the 7th inning stretch here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. We'll be back for the bottom of the 7th inning right after this. Nico Pezzanella up to bat for the Gem City Bison. We're tied 5-5 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Stands in facing Morales, who's still on the mound for the Western Nebraska Pioneers. As I said before, all tied up at 5-5. First pitch. Missed for ball 1. The second one going to miss for ball 2. Pezzanella so far today 0 for 3 with 2 walks. that one going to be fouled off of his foot. You can see that he's in obvious pain. Tries to walk it off a little bit. Stepping in, Pezzanella, as I said before, 1 for 1 with 2 runs and 2 walks. Stands in, shuffling the dirt around a little bit in the batter's box. As the umpire, Tim Gansrow, will clean off home plate. Morales gets ready on the mound, and I think Pezzanella's going to be quite all right. He'll step back into the box with a 2-1 count. That one's going to be fouled back into the left for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Pezzanella, the catcher from Sparks, Nevada. Here's the pitch for Morales. That's going to miss high and outside for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes for a full count to Pezzanella as he lines everything up and steps back in. Here's the pitch. It's going to miss down low and go past him for ball 4. He will go walking, and that'll bring up the DH. Luke Bannister. Pezzanella gets his 3rd walk of the day, being really patient at the plate. Bannister walks up from Temple Community College. So he stands in, ready to face Morales on the mound. Here's the pitch. That will be in there for ball number 1. Bannister, the DH. So far today, 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. He doubled in his first at-bat, then grounded out in both of his next 2, as that one's going to be hit straight to Zerfus in right field for out number 1. Pezzanella will remain where he is. And that'll bring up Tyler Godfrey. With 1 out on the board and a runner at first, the second baseman, number 7, steps up. He stands in for Montana State, Billings. Pezzanella kind of, I don't know if he acted like he was going or if he was going to go, but then like realized that he was not going to make it, so he turned back around. But either way, got Morales to step off, so that's a win in my book. First pitch swung on for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Godfrey steps in with a 1-3 record on the day. 1 run and 1 RBI to his name. That pitch is going to miss for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out on the board. Here's the pitch from Morales. Swung on and fouled away for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As he looks to step back in, Godfrey singled, has a stolen base and a run scored. As other times he flew out and grounded out to an unassisted put out to first base. There's the 1-2, swung on, chopped, picked up by Wall. A nice throw to Callahan on first for out number 2. The 4-3 will bring up number 21, Keegan Schultz. The third baseman, he steps in, steps out, takes his swing, and then steps back in. 2 outs. The runner on second now. He steps in. And here's the pitch. That's going to get away from Wisner, as Pezzanella will advance to third. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Morales climbs back up onto the hill. Schultz has a runner knocking on the door at third. Here's the pitch. He's going to miss inside and actually hit him on the elbow, so he'll make his way to first on the first hit by pitch of the game, I do believe. As Jack Jones will come up to bat now, the right fielder, number 17. Antonio Garcia coming out to talk to his catcher, Declan Wisner. This time is called by the umpire, Gansro. Just kind of talk to Morales, give him a ball as well. Two outs, runners on the corners for the Bison. Tied up with the Pioneers, 5-5. Here's the pitch for Morales. It's gonna miss for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Jones from Western Nebraska Community College. 1 ball, no strike. Here's the pitch. That will be in there for strike 1. 1-1 is the count. And Jones, so far today, 2 for 3 with an RBI and a strikeout. He stands in with a 1-1 count. There's the pitch. Schultz is going to go. There's nobody there, but Pezzanella gets caught in a rundown on the third base side. He slides, and he'll be called out for out number 3. So we head to the 8th inning here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network, 5-5 after Pezzanella gets caught off guard. We'll be back right after this on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. We're back here in the top of the 8th inning for the Gem City Bison versus the Western Nebraska Pioneers. 5-5 is the score. The 1-0 is the count. Knupp fires it to Callahan. He grounds it to Godfrey. Godfrey will pick it up and give it over to Webb on first for out number 1. So Isaac Lopez will step up now, the third baseman for the Pioneers, number 6. As he stands in, want to say thank you to Cook and Associates PC, Kia of Cheyenne, and Advanced Comfort Solutions. Thank you for being proud supporters of the Gem City Bison. Lopez from Texas Rio Grande Valley. He comes across for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. With 1 out and nobody on base. Parker Knupp still on the mound, coming in relief of Provenzano and Eichert. As that pitch comes in there for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. A quick count to Lopez. Lopez is 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI and a walk. So he stands in. And here's the 0-2, swung on. Grounder to McCafferty, picks it up and on to first for out number 2. 2 ground outs, a 4-3 and a 6-3 will put 2 outs on the board, and that will bring up Price Allman, the DH, number 14 for the Pioneers. We're still tied at 5-5 in the top of the 8th, though the Pioneers down to their last out of this inning. Knupp kicks and fires. That'll miss for ball 1. 1 ball, no strike. To Allman, who's 1 for 2 on the day, 2 runs and a walk.
There you go.
As that pitch is swung on for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Allman, a redshirt freshman at Oral Roberts. He stands in. Allman today has a stolen base, but another strike puts the count at 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And that's going to miss on the outside edge for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one's going to be hit. Nice stop by McCafferty. Long throw with the hop to Webb, and a 1-2-3 inning for Knupp and the Bison. That'll bring us to the bottom of the 8th. 5-5, still the score. We'll be back right after this.
And we'll give a huge round of applause for your Gem City Bison cheerleaders.
We head to the bottom of the 8th inning, tied 5-5 between the Western Nebraska Pioneers and the Gem City Bison. Jack Jones up to bat once again as Nico Pezzanella got caught stealing. Trying to kind of steal home, kind of. You'll have to go back and watch it if you want to understand the full thing, but he got out while Jones was at bat. So Jones gets back up here, and he has a 1-0 count now. With a new pitcher on the mound, Minato Tateno from Tokyo, Japan. Get you Morales' final line in a moment. 2 balls, 1 strike is the count. 2-1. As the count moves to 2-2. So Morales went 3.1 innings with 2 hits, 1 run. That 1 run was earned, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. That's going to be swung on way high, deep into right field. Zerfus tracking it down for out number 1. That was an excellent barrel from Jones, but just couldn't get enough power behind it. So out number 1 comes on the board. So now, pinch hitting for Calvin Webb. Going to be number 42, Mitch Winter. Presumably coming in at first base as well. So before Webb was taken out, Webb's final line for this game going to be 0 for 3.
There's another premier bone.
So that one's going to be fouled for a premier bone and joint foul ball. 0-1 is the count. So that one will be towards the right side. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. As balls get transferred around and everything like that, take this time to say that Tateno is 0-0, 2.16 ERA, has appeared in 6 games, started none, 8.1 innings, 8 strikeouts, 7 walks, and 4 hits against him. As that one will be in there for strike 3. And out number 2. First strikeout for Tateno. And that's going to bring up Blake Murray, the left fielder today, wearing number 25. He stands in with 2 outs and nobody on base. By the way, Tateno comes in, relief for Morales and Easterlin. As the first pitch comes in for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, still tied 5-5 in the bottom of the 8th inning. The 0-1 is that one. Comes across for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes for Murray. He's 0 for 3 on the day with an RBI, as that one will actually hit him, so he'll come stand in at first base. So that'll bring us back to the top, and Tyler Bradley, the center fielder for the Bison, in his 5th at-bat of the day. So Bradley stands in. This will give us some time to say thank you to Cook & Associates PC, Kia of Cheyenne, and Advanced Comfort Solutions. That one's going to be hit hard to left field. That's gonna be Brock. It's gonna drop. So Bradley will reach on third. Murray all the way around. Excuse me, Murray to third. Bradley to first off of the single. That'll bring up Q-Mac. Quinn McCafferty with runners on the corners. 2 outs on the board. 5-5. Game all knotted up here in the bottom of the 8th. A chance to put the winning run, the leading run, on the board. There's the pitch. That'll be in there for ball number 1. The native of Bighorn, playing in his home state. Stands in with 1 ball and no strikes. He's 2 for 4 on the day with a run scored. Here's the pitch from Titano. That's picture perfect for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Titano was a little bit confused of what the count was, I think. Bradley's going to go get an enormous jump. He'll have no problem taking that bag. That bag taken away. Brought to you by Laramie Fitness. So now runners in scoring position. Both runners in scoring position. 2 balls, 1 strike. There's the pitch. That's swung on and missed for strike 2 to even things up at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes for the Western Nebraska Community College player. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. So, it looks like, folks, we're headed to the 9th frame. All tied up, 5-5. We'll be back here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network right after this.
We've got a brand new NBA promotion brought to you by Huntington Hospital. We're going to have a good old-fashioned duel. We've got a water gun fight. They're going to take 10 paces. Then it's game on. All right, ready, set, go! Well done, boys. We appreciate ya.
Jackson Wall, the 8-hole hitter, wearing number 8 on his back. Steps up to bat here in the top of the 9th. We're tied 5-5. You're on a beautiful night in Laramie, currently about 8:30 local time. As Knupp fires the pitch, and that's going to be hit straight to Godfrey at second, over to Winter at first for out number 1. So 1 out on the board already. It's Winter coming in for relief for Calvin Webb. So now Jason Luke, the left fielder, up to bat with one out. Bunt shown, pulled back right away as that ball's going to hit for ball number 1. Jason Luke 2 for 3 on the day with 1 RBI. Sophomore from Salt Lake Community College, originally from Salt Lake City, Utah. There's the pitch, and that's going to miss way inside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Two-0 is the count. Knupp kicks and fires it in there for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody on base. 2-1. That was swung on and missed for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Knupp standing on the mound takes a deep breath, facing Luke at the plate. That ball's going to miss to fill things up. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out on the board. That one will be in there for strike 3. Knupp getting a huge strikeout for out number 2.
Number 7, Eric Smelko.
Second strikeout of the game for Knupp. Now we're back to the top with Eric Smelko, the center fielder. He stands in, 2 outs on the board. Nobody on base. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled back for a premier bone and joint foul ball. That will put the count at 0-1. Smelko 0 for 3 with 2 runs and a walk. There's the pitch. That's going to miss for ball 1. Count even at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Smelko from La Mesa, California, junior at California State Dominguez Hills. That's going to be fired into right center. Smelko coming up and standing at second. The stand-up double for Smelko will get a runner on base and bring up the man behind him, Jace Jeremiah, the shortstop, number 10. So Jeremiah will stand in with 2 outs on the board and a runner at second. Jeremiah from Skyline Junior College. Here's the pitch. That's going to miss for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second. Here's the pitch from Knupp. Once again, going to miss for ball 2. Jeremiah is 0 for 4 today. He's grounded out numerous times. 2 times he's flown out twice. Here's the 2-0. Swung on and missed for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. To the native of San Mateo, California.
Are they still up there?
Here's the 2-1. Fired into center field. Bradley chasing it, comes under it and brings it down for out number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, we head to the bottom of the 9th. 5-5. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go Bison mode. We'll be back right after this on the Gem City Bison Digital Network.
You got to pump it up, don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, tied at the 9th inning, tied up 5-5. It's time to pump it up. It's time to go Bison mode, whatever you want to say. It's time to do whatever you want to do. Ball number 1 comes across the plate to Nico Pezzanella, the catcher, number 26. Tateno still on the mound, fires the pitch. That's going to miss inside for ball 2. Pezzanella, 1 for 1 today with 2 runs and 3 walks. He stands in. Here's the pitch, and that's going to miss in virtually the same spot for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes to the Northern State product from Sparks, Nevada. Here's the pitch. That'll reach on the strike zone for strike number 1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Stands in still favorable hitters count. Here's the 3-1 from Tateno. Swung on and missed. A huge swing and a miss for strike 2. That'll fill up the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 3-2. That'll miss way outside for ball 4, and Pezzanella goes walking. Once again, his 4th walk of the game. That is absolutely insane. The DH, Luke Bannister, number 10, coming up to bat next from Temple Community College. You see the beautiful Wyoming sky on your screen in the top portion of it. A little bit of pink, a lot of blue, all beautiful. Here's the pitch. It's going to miss inside and chest high for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes for Bannister. He's 1 for 4 on the day. 2 RBIs attached to that. Tateno, quick move to try and catch Pezzanella off guard. One ball, no strikes to Bannister. Here's the pitch. Misses inside, about waist high now, as has to bend out of the way to make sure he doesn't get hit right on the hip bone. Two balls, no strikes to Bannister, who actually had a double in the first inning. There's the pitch. Swung on deep, far. Zerfus catching it. That's going to get over him. Pezzanella's coming around to third. He'll pump the brakes there, and another double for Luke Bannister. Pezzanella parks himself at third, and we have a runner knocking on the door. 2 runners in scoring position, and Tyler Godfrey coming up to bat. Antonio Garcia signaling to the bullpen. Looks like Tateno's night will be done. Odds are, as he will take the ball from him, we'll have a pitching change here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. We'll have more about the new pitcher and more about Tateno's final line right after this. We'll be back here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network.
Yes, good call.
New pitcher on the mound for the Western Nebraska Pioneers. It's going to be Paul Panduro. Originally from Scotts Bluff, Nebraska, he goes to Pittsburgh State. His first pitch is going to miss for ball 1. The Bison have runners on second and third. Both runners in scoring position, a runner knocking on the door at third. Tyler Godfrey up to bat. He's 1 for 4 on the day, as that second pitch comes for ball 2. Godfrey also has 1 run and an RBI to his name tonight. Panduro comes set, kicks and fires. That'll miss way outside for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Beersin gets the signs from Weisner. That 3-0 gonna hit on the edge of the zone for strike 1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Godfrey steps back in, brings his bat around, lines it up and puts it over his shoulder. That one will miss for ball 4. That will walk, the bases loaded, as Keegan Schultz walks up to bat. A walk, a double, and a walk put us where we are here. Bases juiced for the Texas Cowboy. He steps in as Panduro's gonna switch the balls. Schultz standing in the box. Panduro on the mound. Fires the pitch inside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Schultz, is 2 for 3 on the day with the 1 run. There's the pitch. That one will be swung on, foul tipped towards the back for a strike 1. One ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be right in the zone for strike 2. Schultz held back a little bit. If he would have let that rip, that thing might have gone to the distance. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Schultz with the bat over his shoulder. Panduro on the mound. Kicks, fires inside for ball 2. 2-2 is the count. Schultz has a single and a double, also has 2 stolen bases today. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, popped just out of play on the right, on the first base side. The count will remain the same at 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes as Callahan went to go retrieve it. Schultz stands back in the box. He comes set, kicks and fires. Hit straight up the middle for a single. Another walk-off for the Bison. Schultz, his second walk-off of the year for the Bison, and they win it 6-5. That's the final score here in Laramie. Another excellent performance from the whole entire Bison team. They win it by 1 run in walk-off fashion. Bison avoid the sweep. Off the bat of the Texas Cowboy. Amazing stuff here from Laramie. Once again, final score 6-5. The final series tally 2-1. The Pioneers do win the series, but a lot of momentum going into the off day tomorrow for the Bison, and then heading on to their series versus Spearfish right here at Cowboy Field. Make sure to join us here at Cowboy Field for that 3-game series on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 6:05. 3 o'clock on all 3 of those days. So a time change. Note that 3 o'clock is the game time for the series against Spearfish. So, once again, final score 6-5. Thank you to everybody that makes this thing possible, for letting us do what we do here in Laramie. From all of us here at the Gem City Bison, want to say thank you, so long, and good night.